Hi everyone, welcome back to Community Distance Reiki. It's wonderful to see you all. I'm so happy you're here. If you are new here, go ahead and click that live chat button and introduce yourself. Let us know if you have any special intentions for your personal healing. We are going to start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid together. So go ahead and make any requests that I can reflect in that grid for you. You can request specific stones if you'd like as well. If you are returning, welcome back. It's good to see you again. And if you're watching this in the future, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, the regular days and times that you can catch my streams are listed below in the description, and you can go ahead and subscribe with your notifications on so you don't miss an opportunity. For those of you who are watching this in the future, know that you can skip ahead to the part where I just send the healing at about the 1 hour point, or where you see the lights begin to dim down. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that crystal grid, see where we're starting off and start building. I'm Danielle Stimpson, as I mentioned. You can learn more about live online Reiki classes with me, or private sessions or readings, as well as my crystal shop and community Discord, social media, all that good stuff at learnreikiphiladelphia.com, or check out the links in the description below. So let's take a peek at that grid. Okay, so here we go. So far we have the mirror we've been working with to help reflect and deflect any negative stuff to just, not so much hang out here. We've got this beautiful spiral here made of copper. Copper helps to break up blockages and get the optimal flow of energy going. We have some moss agate here that helps with any kind of illness or anything sweeping through the body fairly quickly. And it's a deeply spiritual stone as well. It helps us to connect with nature. It helps with any kind of inner child or higher self type work as well. We have this peridot too. Peridot helps with breaking up any negative patterns or cycles that aren't really helpful for you, and supporting those friendships that do support the better side of yourself. It's also thought to be helpful for things like jealousy and anger if you're struggling with those. It can also be very helpful for things like depression, as well as weight loss if that's one of your goals. So we've got that there as well. And citrine, we have plenty of citrine. Lots of folks requesting financial abundance in the last couple of streams, so I thought I'd add some here. So let's go ahead and make any requests that you have, and we'll reflect it here. Good to see everyone. Let's see everyone that's here. We've got some new folks and some returning. Maricela, it's really good to see you. Long time no see. Jennifer, Chris, Jennifer Butler, welcome in. Oh, it's so good to see you again, Jennifer. Really good to see you again, Jennifer. So glad that you are here. And yeah, let's go ahead and... It's your first time at one of these? Oh, awesome. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be so much fun. So let's go ahead and put some crystals in there. Let's see. Chris, I know you're struggling with getting to feel better. You've been really down and out with being ill. So thank you so much for the love and support. Let's go ahead and bring some of your crystals in. Let's see. Gotcha. Yes, Cinnabar twice today. Awesome. Cinnabar, Lapis, Moonstone, Rhodochrosite, Unikite. Awesome. Gonna bring in some stuff for Jen as well. Clearing negativity sounds great. Fantastic. Okay, great. And I will get through everyone's requests today. Awesome. So let's start with some Dalmatian jasper. This is great for energy clearing. This is, in this case, a white jasper that has these beautiful spots on it, but they're not really spots. They're actually rods running through the specimen. That is black tourmaline, and black tourmaline is fantastic for repelling less than great energy. So when we have it in jasper like this Dalmatian jasper, it helps to bring that clearing energy through our energy field and helps us to clear any energy that's not in our highest good. It's sort of like a deep cleanse. It works in spaces too. You can get a big piece for a space that you live in or work in. It's also helpful for bringing about cooperation, and it's thought to really help with digestive disorders. So everything from IBS to Crohn's to just upset stomach from, being upset in general. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring this in. And Heart, it's great to see you. Let's go ahead and sneak that in behind the citrine. I really like Dalmatian jasper, and it's so pretty. There we go. We also had a request for help with spine and back pain. So let's go ahead and bring that in. Amazonite can be really helpful. The spine and spinal nerves. It's also really calming and really helps support those of us who are caregivers, whether it's by profession or by how you show up in life. If you're the person whose phone rings when someone is sick, when someone's injured, when something's happening, and you're the person who shows up with an open heart to care, but you tend to overlook taking care of yourself, Amazonite can be a really helpful stone. Yeah, Dalmatian jasper will definitely help. Releasing anger that's not healthy to hold. Yeah. Let's bring in some howlite. This helps with bones, teeth, and hair. If you've got brittle bones, osteoporosis, osteopenia, you tend to have diminished bone density in any way, or you have issues with your joints, whether it's pain, dislocation, what have you. Howlite is thought to be very, very helpful for that. It also does, on a spiritual level, it's amazing for things like anger and resentment. So anger can be really volatile, and when we really shove it down or deny that we have it, it gets into this resentment place where it's sort of like the I'm not mad, but really you're mad, and it starts to come out in ways that you don't even realize. Either way, that's the energy of anger is meant to help propel us to make a change, and we're not always in a position to be able to make that change. Sometimes we end up in this volatile cycle of trying not to be controlled by anger, but at the same time trying to figure out how to remedy the situation. Howlite can help you kind of untangle that and figure out what's the best course of action without being quite so explosive. So this can be really helpful with that. It's also thought to be great for things like releasing frustration, which makes total sense. So that's white howlite. Not so much with skin for howlite, but you know what does help with skin is leopard skin jasper. Anything impacting the skin. Also great for attracting soulmate relationships, any kind of animal healing, or connecting with our animal guides. It's also good for anything that's considered parasitic. So there it is, leopard skin jasper. We can kind of see why it's called that, huh? Yeah, this is helpful for the skin. Hey, Gigi, I am well. The adorable cats are well. They're currently curled up and sleeping on each other at my feet. Super cute. I was eating dinner and they were curled up on the couch next to me. They just kind of go, oh, where are you going? Okay, we'll be right there. Definitely love it. It's good to see you. Let's see. We also have, let's see, healing childhood wounds, feeling grief, and definitely having some requests for Unikite as well as quitting smoking, which very much one and the same. Let's go ahead and bring that in. Unikite is great for heart health and anything with women's health. Anything, whether it's prenatal, postnatal, onset of menopause, whatever the case may be, it's wonderful for it. Also for metabolism, especially if the metabolic issue is connected with the hormones and anything that has to do with quitting smoking. So here's Unikite for us. Lemurian quartz can help with healing childhood stuff, can also help with anything having to do with the past, whether it's past like early this life or past lives, even if you don't remember your past life stuff. It's also great for learning about ourselves on our healing journey, getting to know ourselves really well, and releasing past emotional pain that we may just be kind of holding on to. Even though we may have resolved most things, we may still be holding on to that pain. So here is Lemurian quartz. We'll start right there and there. We'll see where those end up. Jet is very helpful for grief. This is a type of fossilized wood. I forgot to mention we do have fossilized wood on the grid. It's underneath the spiral. Fossilized wood can be really helpful for difficult change and also kind of like the death card in the tarot kind of change, which is natural endings, leaving one version of ourselves behind so we can take on something else, closing a door so we're free to enter another door, that kind of thing. And this is a type of fossilized wood called jet. And this is wood that's been fossilized not through a long time like regular fossilized wood, but very quickly, usually through intense transformative heat like a volcano. And in such, it helps us to be present with our grief, especially if that grief came to us very quickly and suddenly. It helps us to be present in that grief without being completely overwhelmed by it or completely numb to it, and also can help call on lost animals. So there's jet. Okay. We've also got peridot, iolate rutilated Herkimer. Iolate is helpful for channeling and visionary shamanic work, psychopomp work, and visionary meditation, and even to some extent astral projection. This is also one that can help us with intuitive sleep disturbances and issues sleeping when we're too ungrounded to do so. It's also thought to be helpful for weight loss and fever. So we're going to go ahead and bring in iolite. Herkimer helps with manifesting on a very spiritual level. In particular, when we say, this is what I want and need, and I want however it shows up to be in the greatest possible alignment with everyone and everything else that what I'm asking for touches. It's beautiful for that. Also with being in the present moment, which is so important if we're asking the universe for our next things, to kind of be being able to be grounded in the present. Also helpful for metabolism, intuitive abilities, and harmonizing energy as well. So that's Herkimer. Herkimer is a natural, double terminated or two-pointed quartz that forms exactly the way you see it in the ground in Herkimer, New York. Let's see. Hey, Alex, welcome in. Oh. What stones could be healing? Jet, which I just put down. I hope you were here for that. That can be really helpful with being in that present moment with our grief so that we can kind of process it while we move through it without being numb to it or completely overwhelmed. And another couple of stones that can be great for grief, and there's a lot, including black obsidian, black onyx. There is also, I'm going to bring in some rhodonite. This is like the broken heart stone. Whether it's unrequited love, loss of someone you loved and cared about, this can be really helpful. It allows us to open up our heart again after grief. In fact, I actually have crematory jewelry made of rhodonite. So here is rhodonite. Yeah. Also good for anyone that is trying to heal from emotional abuse, or if you've been healing from being belittled and things like that. That can be very helpful. It's also good for allergies and asthma, autoimmune stuff. And also I'm going to bring in some green onyx. It all but jumped into my hand. This is definitely a stone of grief, sadness, and making decisions for the highest good. Anytime you feel like emotionally just shut down, this can help you move forward despite the emotional pain you're feeling. It's deeply healing for the heart chakra. So yeah, so that's green onyx. There we go. All the best to you. Moonstone definitely getting lots of requests tonight. Moonstone, mookite, black onyx, smoky, and clear quartz. So clear quartz is an amplifier stone, and we can put this with any intention we have. We can put this with any crystal we're working with and have the intention that it kind of like boosts the signal in a sense. It's also wonderful for standing in for any crystal you don't have or making your own healing talisman. It will hold a record of whatever you would like it to so that you can have your own sort of healing talisman with you. We'll go ahead and bring that in. Put that under our eye light. Black onyx is also, as we mentioned, great for grief, but also for connecting with our ancestors and ancient wisdom. So here it is. Definitely helps us to be with our shadow self, with our grieving self, in a way that's very honest and transparent. we had a request for cinnabar, which is actually mercury. Yes, mercury, which is very toxic. This is what it looks like. These beautiful red kind of dots there are the part that's cinnabar. The rest of it is quartz and other kinds of stone. Another example here is this with just only these tiny little spots are actual cinnabar. This is thought to be, and was classically for hundreds if not thousands of years, considered the merchant stone, that it would attract customers and purchasers to a store or a business. And of course, it's fallen a little out of favor given how toxic it is. And so oftentimes in modern times, we use citrine more, which I have here. But yeah, cinnabar, classic stone of merchants. Let's put that here for now. Smoky quartz helps with transmuting negative or not so great energy. It actually fundamentally shifts it and changes it. It's also very protective, was used even at least as far back as the Middle Ages to protect against thieves. It's also helpful for calming worry. Smoky quartz can be very dark, almost black, all the way to this almost clear quartz, kind of smoky quartz, everywhere in between. So we'll bring that in right in the middle here. Mookaite helps with accepting change and making decisions. It also goes by Australia jasper, and it's also thought to help boost the immune system and calm upset digestion, as well as if you're having any kind of bladder pain, this is thought to be a helpful stone as well. So mookaite. Mookaite and cinnabar came out at our 4 o'clock stream as well. Okay, awesome, Patty. Lots of love, and lots of love to Key as well. Have a safe ride. See you soon. Moonstone is, I always think of the High Priestess in the tarot deck when I see this stone. This helps with attracting love, connection with the divine feminine, ancient wisdom, the rhythms of nature, because the moon controls the tides. This can also help us to accept and trust divine timing. It's fantastic for protection during travel, and it also helps to bring about intuition. So we'll bring this in. I love working with Moonstone anytime that there's any hint of working with moon phases, or if it's a full moon or a new moon. It can be very, very helpful. Rhodochrosite lapis. Aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite. There we go. So aragonite is a type of calcite that is formed from mollusks, or the remains of mollusks, and it is brown and connects with our root chakra and our earth star chakra. And earth star chakra is below the root, and that has to do with bringing our soul's purpose forward, showing up in right action and moving forward with our soul's purpose, making the case and doing the tasks to bring that forward. And that's represented in the brown in this specimen. The blue, the Caribbean blue calcite, that relates to our crown and soul star chakra. That has to do with envisioning our soul's purpose. That is the part of us that has the intuitive sense of where to show up, what to do, the inspiration from spirit as to where to go. So when we balance these two areas, the energy centers between them also get balanced, including the pathways that the Kundalini energy uses to rise in the body. And the Kundalini energy is wrapped at the base of the spine. So we'll bring this in. This is aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite, lapis lazuli helps with pain and inflammation, but also career advancement and integrity. Honest, open communication, and attracting other people that have honest, open communication. They're going to tell you where they're at. Their follow through is impeccable. Yours will be too. Aids with disorganization and taking personal responsibility. So that's lapis lazuli. Rhodochrosite helps with our connection to mother-child, or really parent-child bonding, but especially maternal bonding. So this can also help with a lot of past life and this life, like childhood healing and failure to bond in infancy, any kind of inner child work. This can be really helpful for, but also for healing any wounds or creating a bond with mother and child. It's also great for things like telepathy, journeying, connecting to your ancestors, connecting to even deceased pets. It's also one that's connected to heart and circulation, as well as asthma, and also helps to relieve stress headaches. So that is rhodochrosite, which is different than rhodonite. Rhodonite is pink and black. Rhodochrosite is pink and white. So let's go ahead and place a piece here for now. We'll see where we end up putting more. Awesome. I hope you have a blessed weekend too. We'll be back Sunday night. Yeah, and for all of those of you that are here, I did go ahead and make that change. Thank you to everyone who took part in the poll. We did change our Tuesday stream from 10 a.m. It is now 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. So that is effective this week. Every other day is unchanged. So Tuesdays 8 p.m., Wednesdays 4 p.m., Fridays 4 and 8 p.m., and Sundays 8 p.m. And those are all East Coast U.S. time. Those of you who are international viewers, and I know there's quite a few of you, just know that our, what is it? Time zones change. Yes, we go into daylight savings time the second weekend in March. And I will definitely keep you apprised. I will remind you. And then I know like Europe, parts of Europe tend to, like a couple of weeks after is when a lot of different countries are changing. And I'm not sure about Australia. So I know this is one of those times a year where you may miss a stream here or there because of that. I apologize in advance. I'll do my best to keep you apprised. But yeah, we are going into the new schedule immediately this week. So thank you everyone that took part in that poll. And what else do we want to add? Chris had some really good suggestions. Yes, let's bring in some carnelian, pyrite, rose quartz. Pyrite, rose quartz. Rose quartz brings in, that's clear quartz. The rose quartz helps to bring in ample unconditional love. This allows us to know that there's just so much unconditional love that when we let go of something that is painful or no longer serves us, it's a lot easier to think that something good will replace that when there's a really consistent flow of good energy nearby. And in that regard, rose quartz can be really, really helpful for healing no matter what's going on. So let's go ahead and place that here under cinnabar and under our Australia jasper or mookite. There we go. carnelian helps with every aspect of relationships, not just the romantic ones, all relationships, how we relate to the world around us, how we relate to community and society in general. It also helps to attract your spiritually significant relationships. It helps with everything to do with the sacral chakra. So that is sexuality, sexual function and dysfunction, and fertility on the physical side. On the emotional side, it's how we open up in relationships. It's also how we heal our wounds. It's on a physical level, cold and allergies. This is leaving space for others to show up near us. This is thinking of how we can show up in complement of others. This is a very societally minded kind of stone. So we will bring this in. Another aspect of the sacral chakra is creativity. So if you're having issues with creativity, carnelian and any throat stone together can be really potent medicine. So that can be sodalite or blue tiger eye. That can be a really potent combination for you. Pyrite can help to quell fever, and it's also superb for opening up intuition while also providing protection. So even if someone's new to working with energy and they want to open up that intuitive pathway, but they're not quite sure how to set boundaries around it, this can be a really good beginner stone or advanced stone. It also calls in a lot of financial abundance. I like to think the fool's gold brings the real gold. It's also supposed to be very helpful for the memory. So we'll bring this in, and that is pyrite. And how cool. This is how it forms in nature. Squares and rectangles for sure. It's so wild. Go. Blue sky, good to see you. We're going to bring in some more blue kyanite by request. As we mentioned earlier today, this beautiful stone helps with self-acceptance, accepting yourself exactly as you are. That can be a tall order in today's society. Well, probably ever. I mean, let's be real, but also really helpful with understanding any kind of spiritual guidance, whether it's in your dreams, when you're reading cards, whatever it might be. And also for folks receiving neurological care for anything that's impacting the ability to speak or is impacting mobility. This can be really helpful. Thank you for all the love for Alex. I really appreciate that. This is the best group of people ever, and you consistently remind me. Let's see. And heart, another one I wanted to add for like letting go of energy that can feel really toxic is shungite. Super powerful for that. It also does that on a physical level. This is a stone that you may find in your water filtration system, and some of the best water filtration systems in the world have shungite in it. That said, I wouldn't say go to a crystal store, buy a piece of shungite and drop it in a jar of water. We don't know what else it has absorbed unless it's been sort of looked at. But shungite it looks kind of like charcoal in some regards. It works in a very similar way. It kind of absorbs what's around it. So it can absorb energy out of your energy field. It can absorb lower energy so that you don't take them on. It's wonderful for empaths. It helps with electromagnetic energy as well as interpersonal energy. It helps with physical recovery and tissue repair, but also with energy blocks, emotional pain, and just stress in general. It can be really, really helpful. If you're around a lot of stressful people with stressful emotions, this can help absorb it before you take it in. So I'm going to bring this in. It can really help clear your energy field pretty well. There we go. Sapphire. Sapphire aids with connecting to divine wisdom and channeling. If we're looking to get messages from spirit, this is a beautiful one to really strengthen that connection that we have. It also helps us to, in a way, translate the messages we're getting so someone else can best understand them and make the most of it. So I often, when I do the tarot for all 12 signs, I keep a bunch of this close by so that as I'm getting the messages, I can hopefully read them in a way that brings everyone the most meaningful version of what I'm getting. Cool. You're very welcome, heart. Pink tourmaline and amethyst, you got it. Pink tourmaline helps with anything GYN related, women's health. It's also really strong on the unconditional love. It also helps with migraines and neuralgia. It's a good one for mom and baby bonding along with rhodochrosite, as well as dispelling. If you have sort of a negative self-image, this can help you kind of move away from that, as can emerald to an extent as well. And blue kyanite can help with that too. This is also a stone that can help folks with spine injuries and to move through puberty. Hi, Amanda. It's good to see you. Let's go ahead and put that in. Okay. And amethyst. I have so much amethyst. Apologies for the clunking around. Amethyst can be... Oh, wonderful. It's really good to have you here. If you have any requests for your personal healing, let me know. I'm happy to grab some stones for you. So amethyst can be wonderful as a stone of personal responsibility, but also not taking on the responsibility of others. So boundaries, also connection to spirit. Anytime that you're doing self-healing work or self-improvement, it helps you to see the more spiritual side of things and maybe not beat up on yourself quite so much. So in that, it's often thought to be connected with 12-step and recovery for all of those reasons. So it's a really beautiful healing stone. So let's go ahead and bring in amethyst. You're so welcome. Yeah. Everybody go ahead and see if there's anything else you can think of. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I didn't miss anybody. let's do... I think we're ready. It's a little early, but I think we're ready. I'm going to go ahead and take a peek through all of your requests and just kind of the energy of the space. I'm going to pick a couple of stones that I think would be perfect additions to the grid, and I'm going to have all of you vote on what would be the best one or ones. You know, you're not limited to just one vote. Hintity hint, hint, hint. And as you all vote on those, I'll quickly explain what Reiki is to those of you who are new. And from there, we will transition into the healing side of the event, where I will turn the lights down and the music up and send healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. So give me just a moment to peek through some stones. And if you do have a request, it's the last call. So let's see what we got here. And if you're new here, as far as the voting, you can take a peek at the chat and you'll kind of catch on to how this usually works. Which stones did we use for healing the loss of loved ones? You've had a lot of death in the family this year. I'm so sorry. We used jet, which is volcanically fossilized wood. It was a tree, and then, catastrophe happens, and voila, it is now stone. And it allows us to be in our grief, in the depths of our grief, and process it without being completely overwhelmed or numbed to it. We also used rhodonite, which helps to heal a broken heart. It's great for unrequited love and breakup, as well as grieving someone that you really loved and cared about. I actually have crematory jewelry I wear made of rhodonite. And black onyx is also really helpful. That helps with connecting with ancestors, as well as protection and being one with our grief. It's a very grounding stone. And what else did we bring in? And green onyx. An excellent stone for sadness and grief. It allows us to move forward while we're processing something that's emotionally overwhelming. And it can be, it's a superb stone for grief. Onyx in general really is just sort of there with us. It's very consistent energy, so it allows us to kind of feel like something isn't moving, so we can kind of release a little bit. And the green focuses more on the heart, where the black focuses more on protecting our energy field and our root chakra. Yeah. Awesome. And both, please. Yeah, so all of those can be really great for grief. And let's see. I also, speaking of grief, I brought in another stone as one of our 2 suggestions. So here's what we have. The first is bloodstone, which also goes by heliotrope. And it is dark green with spots of red. It resonates with the heart chakra as well as the root chakra. So like earth-shattering change, like the loss of someone. This is one that's sort of like I like to think of it as the emotional stuff hits the fan stone. It's great for lifting despair, for emotional perseverance and stamina when you're going to be really going through something that impacts your heart for a long time. It helps to relieve self-doubt and also to quiet the mind. But yeah, it definitely is a stone for like when everything shifts and changes and it's like the whole world has just gone topsy-turvy and your heart is just like, what the hell? This is a great stone. Yeah. The other is fire quartz, which we did have a request for. Fire quartz is basically quartz that formed in the earth close to a specimen of iron, which gives it this sort of reddish color, which it's hard to get it to pick up on the camera, but I assure you it is there. It is not the same as like a clear quartz, but this is like one of the more mild specimens. Sometimes they're bright, like brownish red here. You can kind of see it on the side. But yeah, fire quartz helps with warming up our root chakra and giving us a boost of vital energy so that it's very much in alignment with that earth star chakra that we mentioned with aragonite. And that's the energy center beneath the root chakra that is connected with enacting our soul's purpose, actually walking the walk and doing the things that we need to do to bring our soul's purpose to life. So this helps give us a lot of energy and vitality to move forward in our soul's purpose and make it happen. It can be very energizing and it can help us feel a lot more reassured as we move forward. So it's a very reassuring stone too. So fire quartz, bloodstone, aka heliotrope. You're not limited to just one vote. Hint, hint. Go ahead and vote. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is and what to expect, and then we're going to jump right into the healing. So if you do want to, use the loo before you lay down and get a Reiki session, this is your last chance, just because so many of you are new. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I've been teaching Usui Reiki for about 14 years now. And Usui's style of Reiki is one of many unique practices of working with this spiritually guided soul energy. So Mikao Usui, the creator of this system, founded this particular practice in early 1920s Japan, although practices of working with this energy existed in Japan and throughout the world, throughout various different cultural lenses, as far back as we have written history. Usui's particular method was very modern, and it helped to create a space that was very secular but very spiritual. And it celebrated people from all walks of life to share a common space where we could connect with this energy and support each other's greatest healing good, regardless of how we felt about how the universe worked. If we talk about what energy is, or what the Reiki energy is at its kind of core, we can look at Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything is interlinked and people, planet, plants, animals, everything is linked. And within this interlinkage, there are other energies at play that are about and available to everyone, everywhere, all the time. One of them being the spiritually guided soul energy, which is how roughly Reiki is translated into English. It's thought that this energy is already flowing through us. It's already supporting us, body, mind, and spirit, whether or not we're consciously aware of it. Today, by working with it consciously and through my practice, what I'm going to do is essentially connect with that energy and direct more of it to each of you to support your greatest healing good. Your body, mind, and soul already know the best ways to apply it and do it all the time. So it's like giving your body, mind, and spirit an extra dose of what it needs to do the greatest good. You can set an intention at any point in time. If you didn't feel comfortable sharing it in the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, it's totally fine. At any point, you can bring any intention you might have to mind and just sort of let the universe hear it. And you don't have to have any intention at all. Even just morbid curiosity sounds great. Go ahead and just relax and see how Reiki supports you. You may notice some feelings in your physical body, so you may feel some sensations. You may have some emotions come up or be released. On the mental level, you may start to hear your subconscious or get some really fruitful thought and logic hashed out that you haven't been able to get to. And on the spiritual level, you may have some divine guidance or just inspiration or wisdom that may come through. So I encourage you to just go ahead and take anything that comes through for you and enjoy it and think about it, and also just have a lovely time. You don't have to do anything. I usually suggest that you get into as physically comfortable a position as you can, whether it's seated or lying down. You can close your eyes. If you happen to fall asleep, awesome. That's probably exactly where you need to be. As I send the Reiki to all of you, you don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep a silent mind. If you feel like your mind is racing, just take a deep breath in and out. But you can simply relax, or if you feel like you want to sit up and maybe do a couple of stretches, or enter a few things into your journal, or play some music. This time is all about you doing what is best for you. So enjoy it in a way that feels best for you. During the session, I will turn the lights down. They will move slowly and evenly through many different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe. And the music, if you want to learn more about the musical creator, she's linked all the way at the bottom of the description, the relaxation station. You can check her out. And at the end of the 25-minute session, you will hear my voice come in, invite you to take a deep breath in and out, come back to the space that you're in, and I'll reopen the chat to answer any questions that you might have. If you want to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification courses, community Discord, crystal shop, social media, one-on-one sessions and readings, check out learnreikiphiladelphia.com or check out the descriptions below. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to share this healing energy with all of you. If you are watching this in the future, hello from the past, know that just as we are all interconnected, so it doesn't matter where you are in connection to me, it also doesn't matter when. So whenever you're happening to find this video, you will feel the support that you need. If you're here live with me, know that you can always come back. If I'm not live, you can watch the previous past live stream healings. Pick one out based on the grid and the thumbnail, just one that feels good to you. And you can either watch the whole thing through or skip right ahead to the music in the session. And you'll always have a Reiki session waiting for you right when you need it. So thanks again for being here today. It's an honor. And let's get into the healing and see what won that vote. I wonder what it was. Ooh, cool. Let's see. The kittens have been moving, all the things. There we go. Awesome. Thank you for helping me build this beautiful grid. Oh, it's both? Fancy that. Okay, so let's go ahead. Everybody getting nice and comfy. Lay down, sit up, whatever you like to do. I'm going to create a space right here in the middle for our fire quartz, for our bloodstone. I'm going to add a little bit more bloodstone too. Awesome. Oh yes, and thank you for the reminder, heart. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, the like button, if you could, I'd really appreciate it. Whether you can hit it now or later, it's totally up to you. It really helps the stream to get out there. I'm over 650 followers now, less than a year into being on YouTube. I am so grateful. That's so much faster than I thought it would grow. Can't even believe it's that many already. Awesome. And thank you all for being here. Deeply appreciate you. So you all go ahead, get cozy. I'm going to send some healing to you. I'm going to turn the lights down and turn the music up, and I will see you all in 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back by taking a few gentle stretches. Whatever feels natural and comfortable to you. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. The chat is open. Jen left this on her phone while doing things and came back to both of her cats curled up by the phone enjoying the Reiki. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I've got two fuzzy girls curled up around each other under the desk. Oh, hey, Key and Patty. Glad that your cats enjoy the Reiki also. Oh, thank you, Heart, and you're so welcome. I'm so grateful that you're here. And yes, thank you, Korakar, for the reminder. Definitely, everyone, if you could like and share and subscribe and all of that good YouTuber stuff, it really helps. Oh, I'm so glad, Martha. Oh, thank you, Chris. I hope that you're feeling better, and I hope that you continue feeling better. You're welcome, Vincent. So many cats enjoying the Reiki with us. Yeah, the cats are circled up like a yin and a yang. It's like a Gertie's head here and Hattie's head here, and they're just curled around each other like one big kitty circle. If anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm so grateful to have all of you here too. But everyone have a beautiful rest of your evening. You're welcome, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm glad this was helpful for you. And Blue Sky's cats were into this too. Yeah, you all are so welcome. So remember, I will be here Sunday at 8 p.m. and our new stream time for Tuesday is 8 p.m. instead of the 10 a.m. So all of the rest of our days and times are typical. And this weekend I will be recording the tarot for all 12 signs for March so that will be ready for us. But until then, I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. Take care of yourselves. Thank you, Chris. You have a wonderful weekend. Oh, thanks, Amanda. Amanda is a Reiki Master grad of mine too. And yes, everybody I hope you have a beautiful weekend ahead. Take care of yourselves. We have the stream on 2 devices, and there is such a time delay of about 7 seconds. It sounds wild. Yeah, the time delay on like my phone versus like my Fire Stick when I'm watching something on YouTube is bonkers. But I should log off and get ready to go and set up for my weekend. I know the girls are going to get up and be thirsty in a moment. So have a great weekend, everyone. I hope to see you on Sunday. And for those of you who are students or grads of mine, there is a Reiki share Monday night. You can RSVP to it or just show up. Information is on the classes page of the website, or you can email me. So with that, have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Take care and bye for now.